Hello everyone, the story I'm going to share today is great Tang General Guo Ziyi. Guo Ziyi was born in Zheng County, Hua State during the Tang Dynasty. He possessed a commanding presence and stood over 6 feet tall. He was a statesman and military strategist of Tang Dynasty. In the 8th year of Tianbao, he was promoted to general of the Left Imperial Guard. In the 13th year of Tianbao, he concurrently held the post of military governor of Jiuyuan Commandery and other offices. Throughout his life, he witnessed and helped quell numerous rebellions, including Anlushan Rebellion. He served 4 emperors of the Tang Dynasty, Xuanzong, Suzong, Daizong, and Dezong, making significant contributions to the empire's development. He is known to posterity as Duke Guo. Although Guo Ziyi's achievements surpassed those of his sovereign and his power dominated the realm, he was never subjected to suspicion or mistrust. He lived his illustrious life with humility and benevolence, guided by extraordinary wisdom, earning the profound respect of future generations. Nonetheless, some officials were jealous and hated him very much. They secretly sent people to dig up his ancestral grave and take away all the sacrifices in the tomb. Li Huaiguang, Guo's subordinate, became very angry and planned to track the grave diggers down. Guo went to the court and, with tears running down his face, told the emperor, "I commanded the army in battlefield all these years. During the fighting, more soldiers lost their lives. They are brothers of the families and the fathers of the families. Many of their relatives wanted to kill me. Today I was gravely insulted, but because it was for the empire, I will never regret it, even if I lose my life." Guo Ziyi was also strict in educating his children. His 6th son Guo married Princess Shengping, daughter of Emperor Daizong of Tang. In the 2nd year of Dali era, during an argument, Guo declared, "You think you are special just because your father is the son of heaven? My father simply chose not to be emperor." Enraged, the princess rushed to the palace in her carriage to report her son-in-law's treasonous words to the emperor. Emperor Daizong replied, "This is not as you perceived it. Guo Ziyi is indeed as his son described. Had he desired the throne, would this empire belong solely to your maternal clan?" He then comforted Princess Shengping and sent her home. Upon learning this, Guo Ziyi was so enraged and that he imprisoned Guo. He then went to the palace to await for Emperor Daizong's punishment. Emperor Daizong consoled Guo Ziyi, saying, "As the saying goes, he who is neither deaf or dumb is no father-in-law. How could a quarrelsome words exchanged between a young couple in private be taken seriously?" After Guo Ziyi returned home, he punished Guo with dozens of strokes of the cane for his reckless words. Guo Ziyi was not only strict with his own children, but was also humble and polite to visiting officials. Once, an official named Lu Qi came to visit. Guo Ziyi immediately ordered someone to invite him into the living room, and he quickly dressed and went to meet the guest. When Lu Qi spoke, he always listened attentively and respectfully. When Lu Qi left, Guo Ziyi saw him off to the gate and watched him go away before returning home. Guo Ziyi's son asked in puzzlement, "Father, your military achievements are unparalleled. Even His Majesty shows you indifference. Yet Lu Qi is merely an ordinary official. Why do you yield to him so readily?" Guo Ziyi sighed and said, "You must understand that this man possesses 3 defining traits. First, he is hideously ugly and suffers from deep-seated inferiority, dreading nothing more than being looked down upon. Second, he is narrow-minded, and harbors intense desire for revenge. Third, he is exceptionally talented and destined to rise to high office in the future. Guo Ziyi continued, "You don't understand. If I hadn't asked you to step aside, and you happened to see his face and couldn't help laughing, he would hold a grudge. Once he gains power, he will seek revenge. When that happens, our entire family will suffer." Sure enough, not long after, Lu Qi became chancellor and seized absolute power. He used every excuse to persecute those who had once looked down on him, mocked him, and were more capable than him. Some were persecuted to death. He not only refrained from harming Guo Ziyi's family, but also extended his care to them. Guo Ziyi not only treated others with humility himself, but also demanded the same of his family. His wife and his beloved daughter would often be combing their hair before the mirror when generals departing for the frontier would come to bid farewell. Sometimes when officials came to visit, Guo would ask his wife and daughter to serve them tea instead of asking the servants to do so. Thus, he treated his family no differently than he would treat other people. Guo Ziyi had 3,000 servants in his family, but there were no problems or infighting among them. He was not ostentatious. If someone went to visit him, he could not even tell which house was his. Emperor Daizong respected him very highly and never called him by his name, instead always calling him minister. For more than 20 years, because of him, the nation was very peaceful. He was a minister for the state for 24 years. He was by the side of the emperor and was the most powerful person in royal court, but no one in the court showed jealousy toward him. His contributions were greater than anyone else in the Tang Dynasty at the time, but the emperors were never suspicious of him. He led a comfortable life, but no one complained about him. Think about it. Guo Ziyi's contributions to the Tang Dynasty were immense, yet he never became arrogant or conceited. The Book of Changes states, "A modest gentleman humbles himself," meaning he cultivates virtue through modesty and prudence. This philosophy informed Guo Ziyi's life, enabling him to navigate danger, ensure the well-being of his children and grandchildren, enjoy family happiness, and live a life of wealth and prosperity. Thank you very much for listening to the story. More touching stories will be ready for you if you just subscribe it. Thank you again.